Have you ever wondered why Phuket is on so many people's bucket list? Well, I was there for a week, and here's what I learned. Let's dive right into it. Well, for context, I was in Phuket from March 16th to March 25th, so it was a little more than a week, and it was a family trip after a separation of 9 years, which was very memorable for me. And I will actually be going back there in August, so hopefully, I can provide you guys with more content about Thailand. Now, here's something that I think everyone should know before going. So, the best time to travel to Phuket is actually from November to April when it's their dry season, and it's actually going to be a tropical climate. You're going to be expecting the weather to be pretty hot year round, but there's a total of two seasons, which is the dry season and also the rainy season, which is from May to October. The currency that Thailand uses is the Thai baht, and I would actually recommend having some cash on hand just for the smaller businesses. But for the bigger business, they typically would accept any type of card. So I would just either exchange it in the airport or have some beforehand or at the local ATM. Here are some travel essentials that I think everybody should pack before going. Number one is definitely sunscreen, guys. The UV index is very high. Maybe like 15 minutes under the sun without a sunscreen could get you sunburned. Also, number two is breathable and dry clothes and short clothes. Thailand is very humid, so you're going to be sweating a lot. So definitely the breathable clothes will help. And also, number three, swimwear. I think it's pretty clear that if you're going to Phuket, you're kind of gonna be doing some water activities. So it's good to have that. And also insect repellent, like for mosquitoes, but you can get it while you're there. I think the Thai mosquito repellents are pretty good. But if you guys are planning to do other things, pack accordingly. And here's all I have for packing. All right, now what to expect when you get to the airport? So from my experience, Phuket's airport it's pretty small, and I probably got off the plane and then passed through immigration within 15 minutes. However, depending on the season and the timing, it could be different for everybody. But overall, a small airport and very friendly staff. And also, if you're going to be renting a car, the driver's seat in Thailand is actually on the right side. So before you rent a car, I would recommend just getting familiar with that first. It can definitely be very weird at first if you're coming from a country where the driver's seat's on the left. And also, just don't expect a lot of fast services. The pace here is very slow. The Thai people, at least in Phuket, they are very friendly, but also very laid back. So I think it's good to just relax and don't expect everybody to arrive on time. A little bit of delay is fine because Phuket is very nice climate, very nice weather, and everybody just want to enjoy their time. All right, now we got that out of the way. Let's get into something that I recommend. So the first few days, if you're coming from a country outside of Asia, I would take the first 2 days light. Maybe eat something that's on the lighter side, not too spicy or flavorful, and just take it easy if you have time and just try to adjust the time zone differences. If you do decide to go out to eat in Thailand, from my experience, it was actually pretty cheap. For us, a family of four, it was under $30 and we were pretty full after that. But obviously, it all depends on where you go. The less touristy areas are going to have lower prices. But either way, it's going to be cheaper than it is in the States or a lot of other places. All right, one of the first thing that I recommend is Andamanda Water Park, especially for those with kids. This is a very nice water park, and it probably costs anywhere from $40 to $50 a day, depending on where you get the tickets from. There's also a wide variety of things for you to do, like water slides, and also places to eat, which the price I think is pretty good too. Definitely check that out. And the second thing that I recommend is Rawai Beach, which is toward the southern end of Phuket. I went snorkeling there, and there were a lot of animals that you can see swimming in the ocean, and the water is so clear. One of like the first thing that I thought about when my feet touched the water was like, oh my gosh, this is really warm and it's comfortable in there. because the water in California, for those that know, it's freezing cold, and it was surprising for me to actually get into warm water. Number three is the Big Buddha in Phuket. Now, this is an interesting one. It requires a little bit of walking, um, but once you get there, you also get a view of Phuket and the ocean, which was very nice. I would say it was a bit windy when I went, but there's a lot of things up there that you could also do. There were temples, I think, over there as well, and statues of the monks. So it was very interesting to see that. And on the way down, it was a hike, and there might be monkeys there. So just make sure they don't steal your stuff. Overall, a great experience, and has some great pictures taken over there, and it was just magnificent. Number four is Night Harm Beach, and I recommend this beach for anybody who wants to swim. And personally, this beach was very quiet. It was really hot, but that's what Phuket is about. I would say the waves are also pretty calm, and the beaches were very sandy. I think this is a great place to just sit and relax and unwind. And if you want to go for a swim, it's also a great place for that. All right, coming up at number five, it's Mai Khao Beach. Now, this beach is located right before the Phuket International Airport's runway. So it's a great place for plane spotting. And guys, I am an airplane nerd, so you know this is going to be my favorite place. But getting there is a little bit challenging. So you might have to, take some wrong turns to get there. And you can park a little far away from the beach, but usually there are rides that locals can provide that will drive you to the beach and back. You just have to pay them some money, which is really not that pricey. Number six is the Central Phuket Mall. And as you guys can tell from the name, it is in the middle of Phuket. But if you want to, let's say, get some clothes or snorkeling gear, have some food, I think this mall can have you covered. There's also a bunch of currency exchange places. So if you want to exchange some money, you can also go there. I would just check the rates because there's many places that you can choose from. So yeah, definitely if you want an indoor experience, Central Mall will do it for you. And there's also a lot of souvenirs over there, so definitely fun to check it out. Now, lastly, at number seven, it's the three dive package. Usually, these are for people who has no diving license and still learning. So, if you want to learn diving, there's multiple agencies that does this in Phuket. Typically, you will meet at the Chalong Pier and meet with your instructor. Then you guys will get on a boat, and then they take you to three different islands with an instructor. So it was a very fun experience. I would say the pressure got to my ears a little bit just because you need to learn certain techniques to handle the pressure. But I would definitely recommend that if you guys have time. It will take up the entire day, and it's going to be a very tiring day. So maybe if you're planning to do this, just do this one activity for the day. All right, now let's get into some things that I don't recommend doing after we cover the things that are fun to do. Now, Thailand is a very exotic place, so there's a lot of things to do there that other countries might not have. Um, but number one is elephant riding. I am unfortunately guilty of that activity. At the time, I saw it on TV, so I tried it out and I thought it was all fun. But then I learned that these poor elephants were actually raised in a very harsh environment typically, and a lot of the times they're just being overworked, and actually their spine is not supposed to be holding up all the metal chairs plus all the human weight on it. I know it might sound intriguing, but if you guys want to see elephants, maybe go to some more friendly, ethical places, like maybe feeding the elephants or something like that. But no elephant riding. I felt so bad, and I still do till this day, and definitely will not go back. And number two is the red light district. Now, this is somewhere that has a lot of adult entertainment stuff and drug use, which very controversial. If you do end up going, I would not recommend just participating in any of that. Now, drug use is very illegal in Thailand, but people still do it. But you could face a harsh sentence. But yeah, try to avoid that area if you're just trying to have a good time. And number three is try not to touch the wildlife there. It is typically illegal for people to touch wildlife, especially sea creatures. There are places where you could touch it. Just make sure that it's ethical and yeah. Now, with all that said, that's all I have for today. Like I said, I will be going back in August, so hopefully, I can provide you guys with more content and information. So stay tuned for that. And but yeah, this is it for this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.